an aunt of a niece in the class of 2028, I want to share with you why I love Fontbonne and why I believe you should send your daughters here. Some of you may have already made up your mind and decided Fontbonne is the place for your daughter, but some of you may still be unsure. So, why Fontbonne? What makes Fontbonne so special, and why should I send my daughter here above all other schools? Let me start with a little bit about me. I am one of 3 girls. We all attended St. Catherine's School in Norwood. When I was in 3rd grade, my family decided to move from Dedham to North Attleboro, with the hopes that we would all be attending public high school. My older sister, was the first to attend, while my sisters and I finished up our time at St. Catherine's. My older sister quickly realized that public school was not what she anticipated. It wasn't that public school was bad, but coming from 9 years of Catholic education, it was a difficult transition. In my 8th grade year, I figured I was going to attend a Catholic co-ed high school 5 minutes away from my house. I took the exam, I was admitted, but I never actually toured or shadowed. I remember walking into the building and immediately realizing that I did not belong there. The size of the school, the amount of people in the hallway, it just was not where I could see myself in the next 4 years. When I got home, I told my mom I could not go there. My mom said, "What? Where are you going to go?" And I said, "Fontbonne." And she gently reminded me that we lived about an hour away from Milton. I told her I knew that, but I just really wanted to go check it out. We made the trip, I went on a tour, and the moment that I walked in the door, I knew. It felt like home to me. I could see myself walking in those halls, sitting in the classrooms. My tour guide was so friendly and knowledgeable and not much older than myself. I knew I had to go here, but we were late applicants. School had started. I remember sitting in a room at a very long table with several administrators. They each asked me questions. Why Fontbonne? What were my strengths? What were my biggest challenges? I had never been on an interview before, but I was honest. And I remember sitting there and waiting, and then Mrs. Sarasolo, the Dean of Student Life and Discipline, came out with a folded wool plaid skirt. She handed it to me and said, "Welcome to Fontbonne. You are now officially a duck." I remember going out to the car and crying because I was so happy. The next 4 years went by in a blur. I had an amazing 4 years that challenged me academically and helped form the woman that I am today. I was involved in so many clubs and activities. I was in the Key Club, the prom committee, Stylist, which was our creative writing club. I was in the dance club. Couldn't dance, but I was in the dance club. I was in select chorus. I was in the first jazz choir. And I was president of the drama club, also known as the Good Fountain Players. If you haven't noticed a pattern, was heavily involved in the arts, not so much the athletics. You did not want to see me on the field or on the court. I tried, but it just wasn't for me. But there were many students who did both. We had cheerleaders and soccer players who were also in the musical. We also had softball players who were in the fall show. You see, at Fontbonne, you didn't have to fit into one group or another. Here, you are accepted for who you are. Athletes can be artsy, and vice versa. And not much has changed today. Except I truly feel our current students have so many more opportunities, and if something doesn't exist, if it's not a club, our students can create it. During my time at Fontbonne, I learned the importance of respect, responsibility, reconciliation, and reverence. I also learned that relationship is at the heart of mission. I said it again. I formed so many incredible relationships with my peers and teachers that I still cherish dearly today. After graduation, I went to Bridgewater State College. I always knew I wanted to be a teacher, but never did I ever think I would be teaching at Fontbonne. I remember in my teaching block, I had to take a science teaching course, and my professor asked us to draw a scientist. I drew a woman wearing a lab coat, safety goggles on, beaker in hand, table with tools and cylinders. I knew Mr. Birch would be proud, science teacher here. My professor walked around and stopped when she got to my desk. She looked at me and said, "You went to an all-girls school." I said, "Yes, how did you know?" And she said that in the entire room, I was the only person to have drawn a female scientist. Everyone else drew a man with like crazy hair, your typical mad scientist. But I didn't think that way. In my mind, it made sense to draw a woman. Why not? Women can do anything. Women can be anything. I saw women in professional occupations that many others only viewed men in. My time at Fontbonne made me believe that I could be anyone and achieve anything I set my mind to. I graduated from Bridgewater State with honors and began substitute teaching locally in North Attleboro and Plainville. But eventually, I found my way back to Milton. I ended up subbing and eventually teaching at St. Agatha School for about 14 years. I look back on my time at St. Agatha with great fondness. I worked with wonderful colleagues, students, and parents. But I kept my connection with Fontbonne alive. I continued to come back and visit. I would help with the drama productions, from costuming and makeup and set design, set building. Once again, I never imagined that I would ever be director of the Good Fountain Players. When Fontbonne was looking for an art teacher, I took a leap of faith and applied. They were looking for visual arts, theater, and a graphic design teacher. It was too good to be true, but Fontbonne gives life to her dreams. I truly believe it was meant to be. Walking back into Fontbonne was like coming home. And I can honestly say, I have the best job. I love the fact that every day I am blessed with the opportunity to inspire young women to find their voice and accomplish their dreams with no limitations. So I ask you this, why Fontbonne? I believe that Fontbonne provides opportunities for young women to recognize their self-worth and feel empowered, to be women of courage, and to lead with dignity and grace. Our world needs more female leaders more than ever. I want your daughters to have the opportunity to experience their own journey and create their own story so that they can share it with others. And I hope I get the opportunity to teach each and every one of your daughters. Thank you.